We're here at the 10th Annual Legacy Awards in Washington, D.C., and joining me this evening is Dorothy Freeman, Equity Director of National 4-H Council. Dorothy, we're so grateful for your expertise in bringing it to 4-H. Why is it so important for 4-H to bring diverse hands-on opportunities and learning for kids and families of all varying backgrounds?
And I think that's because I see 4-H as a national youth development organization. And as part of its public agenda, it has the privilege, as well as it also should have the right to engage all young people in positive youth development. 4-H has a rich history of understanding the process as well as the content related to positive youth development. And so with that rich history, we know how to do the work. And there are many, many, many young people who need us, who need the process, the context, but they need it in their community, where their community can thrive when we are not there doing it for them. So really we want to empower young people. And we have a model, to me, that is flexible in almost any location that it is planted in. Our job then as a professional is to ensure that that model is applied in context where young people live, work, and play with the adults within their communities that help to support them and help them to learn to thrive in their youth development agenda.
And I've heard of different initiatives across the country, state by state, but how can local 4-H programs continue to find and thrive in equity programs?
I always say partnership, but at least have an idea about what you're interested in doing in communities. Make yourself available to connect with a community of interest and sit down and talk. Sit down and talk about your desire as it relates to a 4-H program. That's what we kind of did in Minnesota when I was there. We wanted to engage the Somali community in Minnesota 4-H youth development. So what we did then was set up a meeting with some leaders within that community. They talked about their need and what they wanted for the young people in their community. We talked about what 4-H could bring to that program for young people. And then they decided that they wanted to partner with us to create programs in their communities based on what young people in their communities was interested in. So some of them did art, some of them did spoken word, but we also did STEM because the volunteers in their communities wanted young people to be prepared for higher education. So one of the reasons that they ended up partnering with us is because we are higher education. And they felt that we would help to create programs that would connect their youth to the university. And we did do that as part of their 4-H learning opportunities.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, the leadership and the legacy that you have in Minnesota is just, everyone knows about it across the country. And so now we deeply appreciate your leadership at the national level. So thank you.
I'm excited about the possibilities of what we have to do here. I think that we have an aggressive agenda, but it's an agenda that is achievable. It's an agenda that can be achieved with many, many partnerships. It's an agenda that can be achieved with different programmatic models. And it's an agenda that can be achieved with young people as change agents. And I think that if we are intentional and purposeful in moving this agenda forward, keep it focused on the fourfold development of young people, the head, the heart, the hands, and the health, then we will achieve the outcomes. And those young people, whomever they are and choose to be a part of us, will get to the same outcomes that many, many of our 4-H members for generations have achieved as part of what they wanted to get from the 4-H program.
Well, as a fellow 4-H alum, I'm certainly excited to see what the future holds.
It's going to be still very relevant. I think it's going to be the thing for me that the reason that 4-H has thrived over the years is because the model has not stayed stagnant. The model has moved as generations have moved. The model has stayed current as generations grow and accept and become a part of us. The model has stayed relevant because we continue to change the content as well as we continue to change the process in community. And to me, it's that in community that makes it equitable and makes it diverse.
Well, thank you again so much for your leadership. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Me too. I'm excited. I plan to be around to see it. Thank you.